You're not falling behind because you lack discipline. You're falling behind because you're still playing by the room's rules. Fast replies, constant reassurance, explaining yourself so nobody feels uncomfortable. At first, it feels harmless, even polite. You don't notice the cost until you step away for a week and realize how many conversations were just maintenance. No direction, no outcome. Just energy spent keeping things smooth. And when you stop doing that, something strange happens. People don't say, "Oh, you seem more focused." They say you're cold, distant, different. If you don't understand this, you'll keep fixing yourself for a system that was never built for you. Because this isn't a personality problem. It's a signal problem. Most people think they're judged by character. They're not. They're judged by signals. How fast you reply. Whether you smile at the right moment. Whether you fill silence so the room doesn't get awkward. Whether you react when someone drops a subtle comment. Signals keep people comfortable. And groups don't prefer people who are deeper. They prefer people who are easy to read. Not because easy to read people are better. Because they make everything run smoother. You can see it in meetings. One person talks constantly. They jump in early. They nod hard. They repeat what was already said, just louder. Sometimes the content is empty, but the room feels safe because the air is filled. Then there's you. You listen. You wait. You speak once when it matters. And suddenly, people look at you like you're hiding something. Not because you did anything wrong, only because the measurement changed. Nothing changed about you. Only the signal disappeared. It happens at home too. You sit at the table. You're quieter than usual. You're not arguing. You're not explaining. And the question comes immediately. What's wrong with you today? They're not asking for information. They're asking for reassurance. When the signal disappears, people fill the silence with their own story. Online, it's even clearer. If you post often, reply fast, and keep things warm, you're called friendly. If you post less, reply slower, and don't join every argument, you're called arrogant, or distant, or changed. That's not morality, that's a system. Any place that runs on signals will distrust someone who stops sending them. So here's the frame shift most people miss. You think you're being punished for your personality. You're not. You're being punished for breaking a social rhythm. When you talk less, you're not suddenly bad at social life. You're just not providing comfort signals anymore. You're not replying to stabilize the mood. You're not laughing to reduce tension. You're not explaining to calm suspicion. And if you don't understand this, you'll do something predictable. You'll go back to performing. You'll explain a little more. Join in a little more. Not because you want to, because you don't want to be read as a problem. But once you see the mechanism, you stop blaming yourself. Feeling misunderstood isn't proof you're wrong. It's proof people are reading you through habit. And when you change the signal, they panic. That is the social cost of restraint. Not your flaw, not your failure, just the price of stepping out of the default rhythm. Now this is where most people mess it up. Two people can do the same thing. Both stop talking, both stop explaining, both go quiet. From the outside, it looks identical, but one is building control. The other is building a hiding place. That's why silence is dangerous if you don't know which kind you're using, because you can call it discipline while your life is quietly shrinking. So the question isn't, should I be silent? The question is, what kind of silence are you using? Here's a simple filter. No philosophy. 3 layers. First, purpose. When you go silent, what's the goal? If the goal is clean, protect focus, stop feeding drama, stop wasting energy. Silence becomes a tool. If the goal is messy, avoid a conversation, dodge responsibility, disappear so nobody can ask. Silence becomes a shield. Same behavior, different direction. Second, cost. Discipline has a cost you accept on purpose. It might cost you attention. It might cost you being liked. It might cost you invitations. You feel that cost, and you still choose it because you're buying something better. Avoidance has a different cost. It costs you clarity, honesty, momentum. You don't feel stronger after. You feel foggier. Third, responsibility. This is where most people fail. Discipline. Silence still shows up where it matters. You do the work. You handle the message that needs handling. You say the one sentence that has to be said. Avoidance silence disappears from the places that require you. Nothing moves forward. It feels calm. But it's delay. Here's a concrete example. Your phone lights up late at night. A long message. Someone's upset. Your chest tightens. Your fingers hover over the keyboard. Disciplined silence says, "Not tonight." You sleep. You answer tomorrow with one clear sentence. Avoidance silence says, "I'm above this." You leave it unanswered for days. You avoid the person. You avoid the truth. And now the problem grows teeth. Another example. A co-worker makes a sharp comment in a meeting. Not loud, just sharp enough to pull you into defending yourself. Disciplined silence doesn't mean freezing. It means not performing. You don't explain your whole story. You say one line. Or you take it offline. And the meeting keeps moving. Avoidance silence says nothing, then replays the moment for 2 hours at home. Be honest. After you go silent, do you feel clearer or more numb? Because silence isn't measured by how quiet you look. It's measured by what it produces over time. If your silence sharpens your life, it's discipline. If it blurs your life, it's escape. This is where many people get trapped. They learn control. They stop reacting. They stop sending angry messages. From the outside, they look calm. Inside, pressure builds because control is public. Processing is private. If you only train control, you don't get stronger. You get sealed. You handle the day perfectly. You nod, you smile, you keep your tone steady. Then you get home and your body feels heavy. Not because you did too much, because you held too much. That's how silence turns into shutdown. So you need one private outlet, not drama, not performance. A walk, a page of writing, a workout, a voice note you never send. If you don't choose a release, your body will choose one for you. Because not reacting does not mean it's done. It only means you didn't release it in the worst way. If you don't finish the process in private, you'll pay for it in public later. Winning in 2026 isn't about becoming quieter. It's about becoming harder to pull. Because the real drain isn't talking. It's being dragged into things that don't move your life forward. A group chat that turns into gossip. A quick call that becomes an hour. A comment that lives in your head for 2 days. Most people don't lose their year to one big mistake. They lose it to 100 small detours. So stop measuring yourself by how calm you look. Start measuring yourself by how often you stay on your path. This week, pick one moment where you normally get pulled. One message, one comment, one situation, and do one quiet thing. Say less, say it clean, then stop. No announcement, no vow, no performance. If someone reacts badly to your clarity, that's information, not a reason to retreat. You're not disappearing. You're just becoming less available to what wastes you.